What's up guys, my name is Ace, and it's been a little while on this channel since we talked about the DMZ mode that's coming alongside Warzone 2, which is launching on November 16th. And just recently, there was a pretty big leak that revealed a lot of the objectives as well as the mechanics that we can expect to see in this DMZ mode. Now, before we get into that, just a brief overview of all the stuff that we know so far about DMZ, because now it has at least been officially acknowledged and confirmed by Infinity Ward at Call of Duty Next, and I haven't really had much time to talk about it since they revealed it. But it is confirmed that this will be a part of Warzone 2 rather than a part of Modern Warfare 2, and therefore it's also going to be a free-to-play experience. You don't have to buy Modern Warfare 2 to gain access to DMZ. Now, DMZ is going to be an extraction-style game mode, kind of similar to Escape from Tarkov or Hunt Showdown, where you enter the map, you perform objectives, you find loot, and then you have to get to an extraction site and get yourself out of that match with all the gear and items that you've collected throughout that run. The catch here, though, at least with those other game modes, we don't know exactly how they'll handle it, but it's likely going to be similar, is if you die during this process, you're going to lose everything you found and also potentially everything you brought with you into the DMZ. So you gear up in advance, but you are putting that gear on the line. Additionally, with this, there's going to be AI soldiers scattered through the entire map throughout this process, and you'll have to be fighting them as well as potentially other real players in the game. Now, from the sounds of it, you can choose to actively hunt down or fight against real players, or you can try to be stealthy and avoid them and just focus on the AI and getting your loot and getting out. It's really a pick-your-own-adventure style of a game mode. So now that we have those basics out of the way, let's get into the new leaks, and these are a bunch of the DMZ missions and objectives, and many of them give us extra insight into how this game mode will actually play. So let's just go through them. It looks like you choose which one of these missions or objectives you want to complete before entering the DMZ. So you don't necessarily have to complete all of them or anything like that. You pick what you want to complete. But one of them is just extract X number of enemy grunt weapons, and grunts are the AI players. So basically for this one, you just go in there, kill grunts, pick up their guns, put them in your backpack. That is confirmed. We will have a backpack or an inventory, which makes sense, of course, for a mode like this. And then once you get all those collected, you have to extract safely. And if you do that, you complete the mission. Another one is to capture a certain number of SAM sites around the map. So there's going to be some surface-to-air missiles that are located around the map. You're just going to have to go there, presumably kill some AI that's going to be defending it, and then do something to capture that. Another one is just referring to extracting X amount of cash in one match. So there is actually going to be cash in the match as well. It's not just going to be like weapons and gear that you pick up. It's also going to be cash. Another one they mentioned here is extract a hailstorm, and when you look at the description for this, the hailstorm is apparently a special shotgun, probably like a rare blueprint or something, that according to the description also can be purchased at specific buy stations. So you have to find one of those buy stations, buy a hailstorm, which presumably you have to collect the cash for in advance, and then you have to get out with that hailstorm. Another one is to kill a boss and extract their weapon case. So it looks like there's going to be AI bosses as well that will likely have a lot more health and probably are going to be a lot more deadly. So you have to kill them. Looks like they're going to drop a case when you do that. Another mission is just extract with a full backpack. It doesn't seem to matter what's in it as long as the backpack is full. Another one is kind of strange here is empty X number of vehicles gas. So basically just get into some vehicles, drive around till they're out of gas, and then that will be completing the objective. So not all of these are purely like get this item and extract with it. Some of it is just perform this action while you're in the DMZ. You can also extract with lethals and tacticals. That's an objective there. Another one is simply kill X number of grunts in Hydro, which is one of the points of interest. So you might have to go to a specific area, kill X number of grunts using a shotgun in this case. There's other ones where it's just referring to traveling to a certain point of interest. So you literally just have to like get there, enter that point of interest, and then you can leave apparently, and the mission will be completed. Looks like there's also going to be riot shield grunts because there's an objective for killing riot shield grunts. There's objectives for killing X number of special forces, which according to the description there, these are heavily armored grunts. So they're probably going to be harder to kill, but I would guess not quite as hard as bosses. Another one is extract with X number of liquor bottles. So it's not just guns and military equipment we're extracting. It could also just be random items around the map like liquor bottles. There's also various kill methods like long-range kills, headshot kills, kills using sniper rifles, kills using assault rifles, all those sorts of things against those grunts. Another thing is kill X number of operators, and operators are other real players that are in the match, so they're going to be a lot harder to kill than AI grunts. And it also looks like when you kill enemy operators, you can collect their dog tags and extract with those as well, because there is a mission for extracting X number of operator dog tags. So basically, from the sounds of this, if you kill an operator and you go loot their body, you can pick up their dog tags, and that will presumably have some value when you extract. You can also hack UAV towers around the map. You can also perform elimination contracts. So I think there's also going to be contracts you can pick up in the middle of the match as well, rather than just accepting them before you enter the DMZ. And then there's ones for entering or destroying various vehicles on the map. And that's pretty much it. That wraps it up for this list. It looks like there's a lot of variety here in things that you can do, and I love that. One thing I was worried about with DMZ is they would oversimplify things where they just make it way too basic. Like, you enter the match, you have to find one specific type of loot, like hard drives, for instance, and then extract with that. Kind of poking fun at Hazard Zone from Battlefield, because that's what their extraction mode was. And I feel like they went way too basic, way too dumbed down with that, and that mode was a big flop as a result, also because it wasn't free to play. But it looks like with DMZ, there's going to be a lot of things that you can do, and like I said earlier, it really seems like you pick your own adventure when you enter the DMZ, and I think that's going to offer a ton of replayability. Now, the one big thing that's still up in the air, and the one thing that I'm very curious to learn about when it comes to DMZ, and I think this is also a thing that could really determine how successful this mode is going to be, is what is the economy and long-term grind going to look like with this? When you get out of the DMZ and you extract with all these items, do you have like a stockpile of cash that saves onto your account, where every time you extract, you're just adding more cash to that pile, and then you can use that cash to presumably buy gear and stuff for the next time you go into the DMZ, so you can be a bit more powerful entering that DMZ? If you extract with weapons, are those weapons added to your account and then you can take those weapons in? Or are all of the items just automatically converted into a cash-based system, so you have a much more simple just cash reserve on hand rather than a ton of items in your inventory you have to manage like we saw in Tarkov? A big part of me is thinking they're definitely going to try to keep things more simple than Tarkov, a little bit easier to digest for the casual audience, because that's much more what you would expect out of a Call of Duty game. Call of Duty's audience tends to be a lot more casual. And if they went as in-depth with Tarkov, I feel like that would be a big barrier to entry for a lot of the super casual players. So I am really curious to see there. I'm hoping it's a mode where you really feel like every time you extract successfully, you're adding something to your account. Like long-term, you're adding to that, and it feels like you're accomplishing something that actually matters beyond that single match or even just the next match that you get into. In either case, that is going to wrap it up for today's video on all of the new updates surrounding DMZ, and this is where I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Now that we know more information about this, how are you feeling about DMZ? Are you super excited for this mode? Do you feel like this is something you're going to be investing a ton of time into, or not so much? Is this something you're not super interested in, or maybe you're just waiting to see more information? Just let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.